Okay, now we're going to talk about graphing lines with intercepts. If the equation is in standard form, and standard form is ax plus by equals c, what that means is the x and the y are on the same side of the equal sign. It might be easier to find the x and y intercepts to graph. Again, remember, to find the x-intercept, we sub in 0 for y and solve, and to find the y-intercept, we sub in 0 for x and solve. So if I take my first example, 2x plus y equals 6. So I could approach this by finding the x-intercept by putting in 0 for y. Now we'll kind of shorten up our work here, because if I put in 0 for y, that means that term's going to go away, and I'd be left with 2x equals 6. Divide both sides by 2 and you get x equals 3. The y-intercept, if I put in 0 for x, then 2 times 0 is 0, and I'd be left with y equals 6. In this case, I don't have anything to divide by. So the x-intercept is 3, so I go on the x-axis to 3. The y-intercept is 6, so I go to 6 on the y-axis, and then I draw my line. Let's look at number 2. Negative 3x plus 2y equals 12. Again, the x and the y are on the same side of the equal sign, which tells me it's in standard form, so it might be easier to find the intercepts. So again, x-intercept, again by now you should be able to understand if I'm finding the x-intercept, putting in 0 for y and it's going to cancel out that term. So I'm left with negative 3x equals 12. Then divide both sides by negative 3, I get x equals negative 4. To find the y-intercept, again I'm basically canceling out the x term. So I'm left with 2y equals 12. Divide both sides by 2, I get y equals 6. So my x-intercept is negative 4, and my y-intercept is positive 6. So I went to the x-axis on negative 4, y-axis on positive 6, and now I'm going to draw my line. Let's look at a couple more. Say I had negative x minus 2y equals 4. So again, the x-intercept, I take away the y term, and again it's in standard form, these are on the same side. So that leaves me with negative x equals 4, which means I need to divide both sides by a negative 1. So I get x equals negative 4. To find the y-intercept, I'm taking out the x term, and I get negative 2y equals 4. Again, it's a negative 2y because that was a minus 2. So then I divide both sides by a negative 2. 4 divided by negative 2 is negative 2. So my x-intercept on the x-axis is at negative 4. The y-intercept is on the y-axis at negative 2. And then I draw my line. Now the last example we're going to look at is x minus y equals negative 5. So again, the x-intercept, I take out the y term, so I'm left with x equals negative 5. So I actually have nothing I need to divide there. The y-intercept, if I take out the x term, I'm left with negative y equals negative 5. Again, this is like a negative 1y, so I have to divide both sides by a negative 1, which gives me y equals positive 5. So my x-intercept is negative 5, and my y-intercept is positive 5.